happy to have Yana Koroleva, one of the tennis pros at the Cayman Islands Tennis Club, joining us here for a quick chat on Cayman Sports Buzz. Yana, first of all, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Okay, so tell me, how have things been, first of all, for you, dealing with an unprecedented situation like COVID-19, being locked away and told to stay at home when you're a naturally active person?
It's been very difficult at first because yes, normally I do get about 30,000 steps in my Fitbit, and now that went down drastically. So that was quite difficult to do. And of course, we miss our clients, we miss all the kids that we used to work with on daily basics. But we have figured out a way to kind of stay connected. We would share videos on Facebook. We just had a volley challenge where our clients could see how many times they can volley against a wall, and the winners, we actually got the highest number was 1,001. It was one of our juniors that got that number, so that was very impressive. So the winners got a free lesson whenever we reopen. And of course, now we're doing Zoom tennis lessons as well, which helps because a lot of kids really miss tennis. So it puts a smile on their face and on my face to have them around.
Let's press pause and talk about the Zoom lessons. As a tennis player myself, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to get the most out of a virtual tennis lesson. So tell me, what's the difference? Obviously, you're not there in person with them. What's the difference, and how is this being effective?
Well, there's actually a lot of things that you can work on, such as footwork. Tennis footwork is very different than other sports. So it does require a lot of off-court work, actually, normally anyways, whether you do have your tennis hours or not. So this is a great time to practice that. And also, I have lessons with even the youngest kids, and we work on shadow swings. So basically, we were actually trying to do a little match today with one of the girls that I teach. We just do that without the ball, right? So she pretends that she's hitting the ball to me, and I do the same to her. And it works quite well, actually. You would be surprised. I didn't know what to expect at first myself, but they're working hard. They're like, I'm sore after they're finished their lesson.
And are you finding that you're able to still continue to develop and sharpen the skills and the techniques of particularly the younger players?
Yes, I was impressed myself. I saw one of the kids I was teaching, they were just kind of swinging the racket all over, and I told them to swing it towards the camera because then they would pretend that that's their target, and they fixed it. And I was like, wow, this works pretty well, actually.
Any positives you've taken away from this program, and how this situation may force us to rethink coaching going forward? Before, it's been the need to be physically present, be there, being on hand, showing the motion. But what can you take away from this situation?
Well, I think it's definitely a great learning experience. It's going to be something that we are going to try to adopt for rainy season, because sometimes in Cayman especially, you'll have a month of rain every day. So it's something that we can use for later on. And of course, using the technology, even if somebody may be traveling and still want to work on their skills while they cannot have the access to the tennis court.
A lot of people are going to be coming out of this shutdown period and wanting to get back out. What's happening, or what will be happening at the Cayman Islands Tennis Club to get people back into the swing of things, so to speak?
So the first thing that our plan is to have a very gradual reopening, because of course safety is our priority. So we are going to be focusing on one-on-one lessons as well as possibly just singles play. We're of course going to be cooperating with the government, but we are having a plan to use maybe every other court instead of having people back to back. There'll be strict rules about using tennis balls. We actually did that for the last week or two before the shutdown. So we pretty much have practiced what we are going to do. The clients could not pick up the tennis ball themselves, so it would be only the coach handling the balls. We sanitize all the equipment. So I think we have a pretty good plan in place in terms of coming back. Safety-wise, of course, it will be very different because it's hard to explain to kids while they can't hang out with their friends anymore. They have to just go to the court, play, and then come back. But it's new to all of us, and I think that everyone's going to be excited to just get back out there. So we'll have to make sure that we don't have big gatherings of people will have breaks between lessons, such as 10 to 15 minutes gap, where, just to allow people to kind of come and go and not interact as much. And then hopefully, eventually it'll be safe for us to fully reopen where people can play doubles and hang out. And, hopefully that's not too far away from now.
Let's hope so. And for the weekend warriors like me out there, what's your advice to us as we ease back into playing tennis once we get the full reopening?
Yes, try to stay active now, even if it's just walking, because when you go back to playing tennis, the first thing you're going to feel, and I've experienced that myself, is you're going to be super out of breath, especially having it be May, June, whenever we get back out there. It'll be really hot. So make sure to hydrate, make sure to work out a little bit before you get back to the tennis courts, which is what we're doing with the Zoom lessons. So just to kind of keep active, keep working on the skills you can while you're at home. So when you get back on the court, at least you will be, you'll feel a lot better about that.